Rarely has mankind hesitated to eradicate the creatures that stand in the path of his conquest. But if we find ritual intervention, undesirable odors from another world, is it possible that our dark past might repeat itself?
Watch them and pray.
Greetings, ladies, gentlemen, government agents, cuties, ooh-woo, and anyone who might be listening. This is Close Encounters of the Podcast Kind. I am your host, Tasker, live and in person with Nick.
The boys are back in town.
Obviously, it's a little bit of a temporary mix-up for a bit. As you know, we usually record this remotely, but Nick's back in town for a little bit.
Just for a little bit. It's nice to be back. It's nice to be recording in person and looking you in your dead, glossy eyes.
Oh, you can see it in full HD and the amount of animosity and hatred building in it.
Yeah, especially for this episode. But I want to go back to the thing you said, the cuties ooh-woo. How would you feel? I know you're a big anime guy. So how would you feel if I just talked an ooh-woo for the entire episode? I think the fans would like it.
See, the thing that's different now versus remote recording is the stop button is right next to me, and I could just press it at any time.
Okay, well, I'll test you on that.
All right, yeah, we'll see. So if the episode is 12 minutes long, you know why.
That's right, because I pushed his buttons a little too far. But he likes anime. He always talks about anime on this podcast. It's time for him to nut up or shut up. I'm going to be talking an ooh-woo.
Oh, man. That's not the kind of testing I was expecting today, but hey, you know what? That's the thing is, you know, when you're in raw and in person, like it's a different vibe. The testosterone's in the room. It's like the sexual tension is palpable, which I've noticed is the trend because you tend to be here and then you go there and then you come back, and every time you do, it feels like the tension, the sexual tension. I mean, sort of like, what's that shit called? Compound interest?
It compounds. It's kind of like that scene from The Notebook where, you know, she's like, "Why didn't you write me?" And then Ryan Gosling's like, "I did every day." You know, it's like that when you see each other.
So put that in your mental theaters, everyone. And sometimes I wonder what the viewers, listeners, think we look like.
I know a couple of them have found me on Facebook. So no, it's cool. I like talking to the fans. I don't mind the friend invites. I'm lonely, so it works out for me. So I think they know what I look like. Some of them do. I don't know if anybody knows what you look like. But eventually, actually, this is something I wanted to bring up in the front here. We're planning on taking photos, little photo shoots.
Oh, we were gonna do that. I forgot about that.
And we have somebody willing to do it for us in the next few weeks. So if you guys might check out our social media and see some actual pictures up there instead of just our logo of us doing stupid shit. So
see, I was going to try to diet and lose weight for it, but I realized actually it might be more to my character to just keep the weight on me.
You're a method actor.
Exactly. Yeah. If I want to be the body pillow, anime loving, hentai fapping nerd that I come off as, I feel like I should at least look it.
And that's fine. And everybody knows I only eat meat, and everybody knows that I work out, and everybody knows that I'm crazy. So I feel like I look the way I should look, and we're going to be taking pictures for you guys soon. So stay tuned for that. But something else I wanted to test is the stars.
The stars, huh?
So I want to know, what is your horoscope looking like today, and should we test it? Fate.
Oh, man. Well, let's see if there's anything to test. Let's see. You might have the chance to speak with new people in interesting fields, perhaps from foreign lands, Scorpio. Oh, shit.
I wouldn't recommend that right now, dude. Foreign lands.
Things are unstable right now. Let's see. Your conversational abilities are at an all-time high, so you'll not only enjoy talking with everyone, but they'll enjoy talking with you too. Intriguing ideas and useful information could have your mind buzzing all night. Try to take a walk in the evening to clear your head. And I wonder, people from interesting fields, maybe that's just you coming back here.
I'm from an interesting field. I will tell you that.
It's definitely interesting.
So I think you know what? Spot on again. It's weird.
Yeah. And it's not that hard to find an explanation for it, because it's one thing to get it, and then you have to kind of like, you know, grasp at straws a little bit to kind of like really figure, oh, okay, well, maybe, but no, it's like usually right at the top of my head, I'm like, oh, I know exactly what this could mean.
Creepy.
Really creepy. How about yours?
Let's see. Communication involving romance should come unexpectedly today, Cancer. It was very unexpected, but appreciated. You may get a loving message from a romantic partner.
2 minutes ago.
Or you could hear of a wedding to take place in the future amongst your circle of friends. My cousin just got married yesterday.
What the fuck?
That's weird. You could also read a love poem or romance novel or write something along the same lines yourself.
You just talked about The Notebook.
I just talked about The Notebook. Someone might also express affection to you, Tasker.
Yep.
Don't be surprised. You deserve it. You know what? I do deserve it.
Fuck yeah. It's like at this time, it's like the horoscope is like our third like podcast member.
It's weird. It's weird how accurate it's been lately, especially. It's very strange. I used to think it was bullshit. I'm not going to lie, guys. A little behind the scenes here in the podcast. We originally put it in as a goof.
Yeah.
It's freaking me out now.
Oh yeah. It was just saying like, oh, this will be really funny because it's going to be so dumb. But sure enough, every single time there's been like some sort of, and I know there's like that logic of like horoscopes where they say it's like, they just kind of put in like a generic phrase and then they let you decide what it means.
Right.
But like, goddamn, like that sometimes it just hits so like uncannily like close to like what actually happened.
It's been happening a lot lately, but it's cool. And you know what? And it's intriguing me more and more. So obviously we're going to keep it in the podcast.
Right.
I implore you, listeners, to check out your horoscopes and see if it's been accurate for you too. It's strange. Very uncanny.
Yep, and let us know. And remember, it's not Halloween, but yes, Halloween, but October's coming up. So remember, horror-scope.
Yes, we're changing it to horror scopes soon on the outline instead of horror-scopes with a W.
Yes, yeah. So, anyways, yeah, obviously we're back in person. So even me and Nick had a little catching up to do. So that was a little quick update for all you guys. But I'm sure you came here, though, to hear part 2 of Pleiadians that we have been talking up so much. I felt like the first episode was just one big ad for this episode.
It was, but you need to know the background before you hear about what they're doing.
Yeah.
You gotta know where they come from. You gotta know who they are and what they look like. You gotta, if you guys consider yourselves professional idiots like myself, you gotta know the background. But today's episode is going to be fantastic. So welcome back, and like Tasker said, it is part 2 of our Intro to Pleiadians series. And last week we covered the where and the who. Now we will be covering the why and the how. I should say mostly me.
Yes.
We are super excited for this episode for reasons which will soon be apparent. Again, and I implore you, I need notebooks out, you fucking nerds. I need them on the table. And if you are out of space, because I assume you guys have taken decent Cornell-style notes, I need you to go out and buy pause this, go out, buy a new notebook if it's filled up, come back, open it up, let's do this. It is not exaggerating to say that the entire fate of humanity and the Earth is residing on this episode and the information within it.
Right. So if you remember from last episode, everyone, that Pleiadians are supposedly the only thing keeping us alive right now.
Yes, and we will get into that.
Doing a bang-up job of it.
Hey, you're alive.
I am alive, actually.
I'm kind of alive on the outside.
Speaking of being alive, how's that California smoke treating you?
I don't know, man. It just looks like I changed my vape coil over here. It's not that bad.
I was going to say, it's just basically just like a vape, but flavored as like California oak. I don't know what the fuck the trees are called here.
Me neither, dude. I'm not a fucking botanist. I don't know. Okay, so everybody, without further delay, I need you to go ahead, dust off your protection and healing crystals.
Oh, actually, I actually got mine.
You have one, and actually he's grabbing it right now. He has his milky quartz in hand right now, ready to roll.
I know I'm like the skeptic here, but like I'm too excited to have a prop and not use it. So
he's got it in his hand. I'm looking at it. I actually forgot I have a chest full of crystals and gems at my house. I forgot to grab one of them. So I don't have a single one on me, but Tasker's got us covered on the protection side. We
are nice and safe here, but also you can't forget the healing crystals that you swallow every night to make sure it's constantly in your digestive tract.
Yes, Ritalin. Yes.
Which I know this is super off topic, but you heard about how they tried to poison President Trump with ricin yesterday?
Heard about it. Who do you think sent it?
It came from Canada.
Oh, right.
Don't get us fucking party banned.
That was a bad joke.
Oh yeah, we're already in trouble with the government, and like, I think we even had a discussion before where we're just like just the other couple episodes ago, we brought up rice, and so we're like, oh fuck, like the one. We're also pretty sure at least one of our listeners is an FBI agent waiting to hear some juicy shit.
I do want to point out that we do have a constant listener from DC. So I don't know.
I think that tells everything you need to tell. But before we put ourselves deeper in the hole, let us continue down this pathway into one of the most ridiculous actual thing that people are like followers of.
Save the judgments for later, Tasker. It's real, and your ignorance and your inability to open up to these topics is going to be the end of you.
Hey man, I've already acknowledged that anime cat girls are never going to exist. You know, I've already ripped that Band-Aid off. Call me a cynic.
Don't blame me. Blame Elon Musk. All right, let's go.
That bastard.
Let's kick off part 2 with the most important information that we can give you. Why the hell are the
And that's how you rope them in, is you start off incredibly strong.
Why the hell are the Pleiadians bugging us, right? These beautiful Scandinavian, but not Nordic aliens. Remember, they're different. Why are these beautiful beings bugging us?
Yeah. Would milky be a good way to No, I guess that's kind of like has like a breast connotation, huh?
Yeah. I think
it could be milky.
When I hear the word milky, it's like my mom always used to say that when I was younger. She'd be like, "Are you ready for your milkies?" And I was like,
that we could do without the sound effects, but thank you for the story.
That's what suckling sounds like.
This is true.
So why are they bugging us? What could possibly be going so wrong with Earth that the humans who inhabit it and other outer worldly forces feel the need to intervene with our activities on Earth, right? Well, calm down, all right? Because Uncle Nick has got a little bit of knowledge for you on this topic. There are 2 main objectives that the Pleiadians have. I'm hungover.
Me too.
There are 2 main objectives that the Pleiadians have when it comes to us dumb monkey humans. First, they aim to inspire us spiritually in order to raise our vibrations as a species, which in turn ultimately means our prolonged survival. And second, to protect us while we are vulnerable during this stage of spiritual enlightenment.
I literally just stopped paying attention halfway through it. What the fuck does what?
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Let me speak in a language you can understand. I'll continue.
Wait, no.
Let's begin by talking about the first objective being a spiritual enlightenment, for lack of a better word.
I'm reaching for it. I'm going to throw the fucking milky cores right in your goddamn eye socket.
That's not very protection-like of you.
We'll see if it protects you.
All right, but let's begin by talking about the first objective, being spiritual enlightenment, for lack of a better word, right? That's what I'm going to call it.
All right. So we're getting into like the hippie fortune-telling bullshit right now, right?
No fortune telling, but definitely hippie.
Okay.
This is some new age bullshit. All right. And I mean bullshit in the nicest way. I believe that the Pleiadians are here and trying to help us, but it's still goofy as shit. All right. The way they go about it. Because like I've said in the last episode, they're pretentious. They're aloof. They're like Woodstock personified trying to help us, and it's fucked up.
So if you have your Woodstock, no. If you have your it was actually Jimi Hendrix's birthday the other day.
Ah, well, rip.
Yeah. I think it was a 27. Anyways, getting distracted. You could break out your Coachella 2014 stickers and stuff. I know I threw mine away long ago because I fucking hate Coachella. Yeah, let's get into it.
I hope you're ready.
I'm not.
Now, to give a little bit of background, it's important to first talk about something known as the Galactic Federation of Light.
What is this, Buzz Lightyear? Holy shit.
Shut the fuck up.
Are you kidding me? Like, Galactic Federation? This is just like Halo and Mass Effect, like, lore.
No, this is not LARPing. This is not a Star Trek convention.
Yeah.
This is real shit that we're about to go into. It's important shit.
Yeah, that sounds like it's just a game of Warhammer that they started convincing people that were playing it that it actually was existing.
It's real, all right? The Galactic Federation of Light. I need you guys to write this in your notebooks. Okay, this is very important. And this is not the first time that on this podcast we are going to talk about the Federation. Okay.
Oh my God. Okay.
So, the Galactic Federation of Light is a group of extraterrestrial/extra-dimensional beings who oversee activities of other species throughout the galaxy. Our galaxy, the Milky Way.
Milkies.
Milkies, please.
Good God, what have I done?
Such activities that they oversee include war, spiritual, and technological progression, and everything in between. This federation includes hundreds of different species of extraterrestrials and extra-dimensionals, and even includes some species from neighboring galaxies such as the Andromeda Galaxy. So it's an alliance, essentially. So they're helping with our galaxy, but there's neighboring galaxies whose benevolent beings will lend a hand. It's kind of like how if we go to war, most likely Canada will back us up. Like we're not the same country, but they'll probably help us out. That's kind of the logic here between galaxies.
Yeah, it's not like the UN where just nothing happens.
No, where they start signing papers and circle jerking and fucking not getting anything done. Yeah.
They say like the UN equivalent is just being like, hey, you can't do that.
Hey, knock it off, buddy.
Hey, knock it off, buddy.
Why don't you come over here and lick my nine, buddy?
I've been really into that meme of where it's that Clone High show. It's like, nothing bad ever happens to the Kennedys.
And then they photoshopped him into the car.
Yeah, with the rifle.
So up top, let's point out the fact that this Galactic Federation is benevolent in nature. As if the name didn't give it away.
Yeah.
Right? That's a pretty nice sounding name.
That'd be an interesting take, though, if like a series with like something of light, but they end up actually being, well, no, it's like not even like transparent. Like they're just obviously evil.
Maybe. I mean, that would throw people off at first.
I would enjoy that because I'm so sick of the whole like trope of like, oh, like, yeah, it's a good corporation, but then they're actually evil. It's like they all are. Like we've been there.
All corporations are evil.
Yeah, absolutely. If it's multi-million dollars, that money comes from somewhere. Like, millions of dollars doesn't just appear out of thin air because you're successful. We have a little like fun. It's like, no, they're taking it from your pension. They're taking it from your health care. They're taking it from worker basic needs and shit. I can go at length. I do not like corporations.
Me neither.
But they will pay my check someday, so I can't shit on them too much.
Yes, that's the problem with living.
That's the problem with capitalism and living in America.
There are hundreds of missions being conducted by the Federation at any one time. So right now, hundreds of missions. And checking in on so what they would do on these missions is check in on other extraterrestrial civilizations, including ourselves, in order to make sure that they are being guided in the right direction and might be able to join the Federation one day themselves.
Yeah, also their job is to prevent the flood from infesting us.
What?
Yeah, fucking Halo. This is it's just Halo.
It's not. It's look. Halo took from this. What came first?
I'm pretty sure Pleiadian shit came first.
Earth and the humans who inhabit it are one of these various missions. And guess who has the privilege of trying to help us out? Tasker, I want you to take a guess. Who has the privilege and the assignment to help us out?
Probably a mix of elites and grunts with their their laser sword things.
If I hear one more Halo reference out of you, dude, I'm going to turn off the podcast.
Oh, yes. Good to have this like balance of powers.
It's the Pleiadians.
Yeah.
Tasker, who have we been talking about for 2 weeks now?
Pleiadians.
All right. So the Pleiadians have been assigned to us, humanity, in order to help us get to a point where we can join the Federation and be a part of something much larger than ourselves.
So that's their motivation, though, is they're like kind of the guys vouching for the underdog, being like, hey, no, they're great. They're great. They're not like where they need to be now, but I can train them. I can make them into something fantastic.
That's their mission. Exactly. That's what they're doing. They want to, and we'll get a little bit deeper into what exactly they're trying to change, but just know that they come from the Federation. If you want to know if you want the full name, right? The Galactic Federation of Light, and they are assigned to us as a mission. And their mission is to get us basically vibrating high enough on a level to where we can join the Federation ourselves and then in turn help other extraterrestrial civilizations.
Okay, now hold on for a second right here, bucko. You told me. So Federation of Light and bullshit, and they're in the Andromeda Galaxy. Yeah. You told me the Pleiadians were in like the 8th dimension. That's pretty fucking far from the Andromeda Galaxy. That's pretty far from all that shit. What's that? Like, what's going on there?
Tasker, you're thinking in the 3rd dimension. You are thinking about the 3rd dimension. Okay.
Right.
The Andromeda, no, they're in the Pleiades star system. Okay. But you're thinking of stars and physical objects.
Yes.
You have to remember that the 8th dimension the 5th dimension, the dimension that they mostly reside in, is completely irrelevant to location.
So is everybody in the Federation 8th, 5th, 1000th dimension, or are they a hodgepodge?
It's a hodgepodge. It depends on the species. Different species vibrate at different levels and can reside in different dimensions. Tasker, we've covered this like 4 times.
So what, do they have like a fucking app that they use to be able to like communicate with each other? Because it sounds like the Pleiadians are trying to get us beyond our 3rd dimensional vibrational selves.
Yes.
So, but you're telling me there's people in the Federation that do not vibrate at that level, but they're in the Federation anyways?
Yes.
What?
What's your question?
Yeah, is that like...
It's all making sense to me.
Why aren't we in it now then?
Because we're retarded monkeys who kill each other over dumb shit that doesn't exist.
Okay, so in other words, so what you're saying is there are people who might be at our same level of vibration, but for some convenient excuse, other races out there tend to be more peaceful or tend to be more like catered toward the needs of the Federation, and that's why they can accept them at their current state, and that's why we at our current state won't get accepted, because we may have the heart, but we're also, violent, destructive creatures, and the only way to fix that is to get us vibrating to a higher level and to a different plane of dimensional existence.
Yes, but with higher vibrations, in order to reach higher vibrations, there's things you need to do and ways you need to act.
So do you need to be a 5th dimensional person to vibrate better, or does that kind of come hand in hand?
It comes hand in hand. When you start vibrating at higher frequency, you will be able to ascend to different dimensions. That is just the way it goes.
So if somebody's in the Federation and we have a 3rd dimension, we have a 4th dimension, and a 5th dimension person, they can all vibrate and move between dimensions.
Yes.
And that's a prerequisite to get into the Federation.
It's not a prereq, but it's definitely something that they can do. And you're thinking, dude, you are okay. Your pineal gland is so goddamn calcified. you are thinking on the 3rd, almost the 2nd dimension. How badly you're thinking about this? Okay,
I'm just saying that it doesn't make sense.
Okay, let me try and explain this to you.
Well, no, it makes sense now, but it's just dumb. It's just convenient. It's just too flexible.
It's because you have never experienced another... Okay, I want you to picture this, Tasker. I want you to picture humanity. As a general... When you picture humanity, what do you think of?
I think of the news.
Okay, what's on the news?
The Trump thing. No, it's all election shit, because, elections.
I mean, in general, what's on the news? So, Trump...
Oh, bad news.
Bad news, wars...
Right.
Genocides, all this stuff. I want you to picture humanity.
Yeah.
As they are right now in our current 3rd dimensional states, barely vibrating whatsoever.
Right.
And then I want you to picture a galactic federation that would allow them in our current state. And then what do you think humans would do as soon as they get to that federation? Do you think they'd cooperate?
No, they try to climb the ranks and take over.
Yep. That's why they're not letting us in now.
So why hasn't the Federation of Dark picked us up yet? We'd be perfect candidates for that. We could be on the wrong side of history.
As history has taught us, it's very hard to create an alliance between people who are evildoers. And why is that? Because they betray each other and they have ulterior motives. So there's no Federation of Dark. There is no Dark Alliances. There's just malevolent beings out to get what they want. And that's who the Federation is also, and this is something we'll get into in a little bit, but that's also something the Federation of Lights helps with.
Sounds a lot like the Order of the Sith.
Kind of does. Kind of does.
Which, like you said before, you can argue that Star Wars came after all this shit and is probably based on it.
I'm glad we had that discussion. That was nice. I mean, does it make more sense?
It does make more sense. It doesn't make me like it, but it makes more sense.
Good. Okay. Now, the Pleiadians have been considered an quote-unquote advanced civilization and worthy of being in the Federation since around 228,000 BC in human years, if you're counting. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And this means that since the dawn of mankind, when the first monkey decided to stop throwing his own shit at his monkey friends and started listening to Black Sabbath and shit, the Pleiadians have been keeping an eye on us as we progress.
That was a good day in human history.
Yep. Smoking doobies, listening to Black Sabbath. Yeah, buddy.
I actually heard a theory that possibly one of the reasons why the monkeys or apes that we descended from evolved faster is because we were a specific brand of ape that not only had a high tolerance to like toxic substances, but actually enjoyed ingesting them and got like a high off of it.
The stoner ape theory.
Yeah, I love the stoner ape theory of the reason why we advanced is because our ancestor monkeys were just a bunch of fucking potheads that were just eating whatever the fuck they could and just start tripping nutsack on the stuff that would kill the other ones.
Hey man, like I know that I'm like throwing my shit at you right now, but have you tried eating these mushrooms that I found, dude?
Whoa, bro.
Whack.
And then that's probably because they're on such like a drug fueled party thing. That's how they start collaborating. And they say the crux of when a civilization first becomes more advanced and when you begin to ascend beyond the regular animal kingdom is when if you find like an animal that had a wound that healed, like a broken leg that healed, that's your first sign of like an advancing civilization, because in normal nature, your leg breaks, you're fucked. It's over. You're dead. And nobody's going to help you because everybody's running. But if something of your species comes back to not only like get you out of danger, but to help mend the wound, that's the first sign of collaboration, which is the first sign of starting to, start moving up.
And now we have smartphones.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
So not only were the Pleiadians keeping tabs on us, but they were also mingling with early humans, helping guide us down a more spiritual path. And for the most part, it was working, right? When we think of ancient civilizations and we think of the purity and we think of the development and we think of stuff like that, it was working.
Hold on. Back in Intro to Greys, you told me that it was possible that the humankind had been planted here by the Greys and that we were being monitored by them and that they were the ones guiding our evolution. What the fuck's up with that?
Did I say that?
Yes, you did.
Are you 100% sure?
It was one of the theories.
Because somebody's going to call us out if we're wrong.
This is true. There is a theory, and this is where I think we can kind of cover our asses a little bit, is it's only a theory that the Greys, that we were, remember it was like aliens fucking, and that's how we were made?
I do remember that. Look, I'm not saying that we weren't planted here, but I'm saying that they are watching us from our development.
So they didn't create us, and maybe the Greys might be watching us and might still be possibly responsible for us.
Yes.
But the Pleiadians have been, maybe that's what got their interest in the beginning, to begin with, was they were like, oh, fuck, look at this weird gray monkey hybrid thing. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so there's no interest in humans before we turn into early humans, because they're like, these are just like animals. These are just like non-communicated. Well, they communicated, but they're like hyper intelligent animals,
right?
Eating bananas and like climbing up trees and doing weird shit, right? And they're like, there's no reason to keep an eye on them. But as soon as something happened, when we started to progress, and I was vague about that, but it could very well be the Greys. It could very well be the Reptilians. It could very well be a lot of different species who created us, because that's one of the most prominent theories about where, at least to me, where humans come from is not from of this earth. Whether that's through the audacity of an extraterrestrial being to have sex with a monkey, and then we are the offspring, or if we're created in the lab using monkey genetics, I don't know. But the point is, when that happened, and we will get into that in other episodes, different origins and such. But when that happened, and we started progressing as a hyper intelligent, able to make tools society, the Federation and the Pleiadians were like, we got to keep an eye on these guys. So that's when it started. I don't know where it came from or where we came from, but as soon as that mark hit where we could start making tools and we started making dildos and shit, then they're like, okay, we got to keep an eye on these guys.
And I find it interesting, the comparisons of how, oh, humankind might have been made by aliens fucking the monkey, or maybe they made us in the lab. Kind of like how the debate about coronavirus right now is, were people fucking bats or eating bats or wet markets, or was that actually all fake? And now there's like that, what is it, that one lady who's coming out who's like saying that like.
Yeah, I forgot her name. Chinese, China lady.
Yeah, you sent me a video, and actually I think a viewer really wanted me to watch one of the videos, right?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
Because she thinks that you're full of shit. And I think you're full of shit too. So she sent that to me to send to you.
Yeah, join the bandwagon. But it's like I say, I am not going to confirm nor deny, like I've established before, my kind of stance on it is like, come on, like I think it was just some bullshit. But they claim to have evidence. So let's see the evidence, because Donald Trump also claims he has a healthcare system that'll completely fix America. Where the fuck's that? So I'm a man of, let me see the result. Let me see the fact. Let me see the proof here.
I want everybody to think back to our earlier episodes. When coronavirus first started really hitting hard, what was the first thing that Nick said about this? What was the first thing that Papa Nick said? Papa Nick said that this was created in a lab in Wuhan, China, in a level 4 biolab. And all of a sudden, months later, just because some Chinese lady is saying it, you think that it's real? And you didn't listen to me first. Okay, thank you. Just checking that we're all on the same page.
I never said I thought it was real. I said I will pay attention to see what she's got.
Look, either they were eating fucking bats or they were created in a lab. Either way, they fucked up. All right. Either way, China dropped the ball in this one pretty hard. And now the whole world is paying for it. I'm not denying the fact that it's real. Coronavirus is very real. But the origins is what is interesting to me and is up for debate.
Well, and what makes it difficult is China has a known history of censoring and covering shit up. So it makes that gray area of like, we don't know, because regardless, it's like we don't know if they would rather us think that they're capable of this or that they're just trying to cover it. It's just.
This is why the Federation's not letting us in, man, because China keeps dropping the ball and they keep eating bats or like creating like bioweapons and then literally dropping them.
I will say, if it ends up that it's true and that it was engineered and they just like fucked up and just. Dude, that's some like Raccoon City Umbrella Corporation, like Resident Evil shit. That would be fucking wild, dude.
Let's place a bet right now on air.
Okay.
If it turns out to be real and I was right this entire time, if our listeners were right this entire time, you have to do an entire episode talking in uwu. An entire episode.
If that's the deal, we're going to have to make it a short episode, because that's going to be hard to listen to.
And if it turns out to not be true, which is also, by the way, probably fake news,
right?
To quote our beloved president.
Yeah, just loved by his people so much.
Then what would you like me to do?
Oh, and we have to make this bet on air, so I have to think of something. Something that. Oh, okay. What we will have to do is put on we'll say 3-minute clip of some like heavy, like hard, full-blown anime shit. And you on air, you gotta listen through it, and you can't shut it off. You gotta listen to the whole thing.
All right, that's fine. I'm so confident in this, I will agree to this.
All right.
But let's get back to Pleiadians.
Right.
Keeping an eye on us, we had that time. So, for the most part, as we progressed and the Pleiadians were helping us and guiding us, it was working. We were going down a spiritual path. Our vibrations were over generations going to raise. Okay?
Okay.
But this can be shown in the various examples of early gods and goddesses, most likely just being extraterrestrials, which is a common theory these days. Mm-hmm. I refuse to call them ancient aliens. That show has ruined it forever. But they are technically ancient aliens.
Is that what that show was really about? Just like explaining that like old like Greek gods and goddesses were just aliens?
Not just Greek, but they would talk about how I fucking stroked out. They would talk about how different pantheons throughout the ancient world were extraterrestrials. They would talk about how monuments in the ancient world were created by extraterrestrials, that kind of stuff. I mean, it
Okay.
was interesting stuff, but there's loopholes from a professional standpoint, if I might say so.
I can enjoy the idea of because I mean one of the best parts about like Greek mythology is the humanization of the gods and goddesses and how like they're flawed and interesting people. And I think it's a really fun idea to think, what if they actually were like alien races, and that would explain why they're so like, you know, not infallible, because they weren't real infallible gods and goddesses. They're just aliens fucking around, not knowing what the hell they were doing.
Yep. As we talked about before, I believe that we've been visited. I believe, I don't know which race it was. Some people say it's the Pleiadians. That's what we're talking about now, how the Pleiadians were one of many that visited us in our early stages in life and guided us on certain paths. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't believe it, but I just find it really entertaining to think that, you know, the story of Prometheus, when like, was it Zeus like fired down the lightning bolt and gave him fire, right?
I don't know.
Well, what if that was just like the aliens who just like misfired some, like
Misfired a laser.
And it's just this dude just suddenly is like, holy shit.
Very well could be.
You know what? I'm going to pitch that as a series. It's going to be Greek gods and goddesses, except instead of that, it's just going to be the aliens.
That's good. I'm not your producer, though.
No, fuck no.
I will be your voice actor, though. Ooh, woo.
Oh, woo woo, huh? Yeah, you'll be my like my factual consultant, because
Yes.
despite how I feel, I don't want to make a show about stuff that I don't understand or don't have the right facts on, because then it's just the whole show is just gonna be like, well, yeah, but they just took Hollywood license and blah 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 blah. It's like, no, I want to do it right.
I'm here for you. I'm here for you.
Appreciate it.
But around 10 AD, the Pleiadians believed we were on the right path and decided to leave us as a species to progress on our own, thinking that we could reach our high vibrations on our own.
Mm-hmm.
And that was not a good idea.
Yeah, what happened after that was the Mongol takeover.
A lot.
Yeah, that happened, but when did that happen? Because 10 AD, that's like, you know, that's like standard time.
Standard time.
That's standard time. But you know, like the regular year.
What are you, Big Ben?
Yeah, I'm trying to be. Gonna be the next one. I just got to grow another 100 feet. See, Mongol invasion.
But the point of the entire thing is in 10 AD.
It happened in the 13th and 14th century, so that it makes sense.
But think about everything that's happened from the year 10 to now. And think, have we progressed as a spiritual society and as raising our vibrations? Do you think we've progressed?
I think, you know, we did learn a lot.
The answer is no.
Yeah.
Tasker, of course we haven't progressed. Have you heard of something called the Holocaust? I remember that one pretty well.
Which I'm glad you brought that up, because I do remember a couple episodes I misspoke and said that it was 3 million deaths, but it was, for Jewish people, it was 6 million, correct? And the total death toll was like way more than that, because people tend to only go for the Jewish population, but they went for like a ton of people. And I felt I was kind of feeling bad about my misinformation. And then the next day an article came out being like, most millennials don't know the actual numbers of the Holocaust. I'm like, God damn it, that's me.
Yep, you fucked it up, man. But I remember though, I made a joke after that said 6 million. I covered it.
You covered it, yes. But I did, that's something I wanted to address, that I did acknowledge that, and I did like, the universe did guilt me for it, and I am doing my best to show better respect by giving correct information, like I just ironically said earlier about how I want to be correct about everything.
Well, I'm glad that you're admitting your mistakes. You're helping progress society right now. You're raising your vibrational levels, right? A lot of people wouldn't do that, but you could just donate to a local rabbi like I do. So,
Sure.
They need new suits. I guess.
Also, too, you did tell me earlier today that, because I rewatched Scott Pilgrim recently, a movie you hate, and recently rewatched it, and I enjoy it for the nostalgic value that I loved it when it first came out, but yeah, not as good of a movie as I remember. And you lit up like a fucking Christmas tree, and you're just like screaming about how my vibrations have like increased, like I'm some kind of like leveled up Pokemon.
Yes, this is the kind of stuff we need. We need people to be true to themselves, and you're being true to yourself about that shitty movie. And I could see your aura glowing a little bit brighter as soon as you told me that. So the point of this whole thing, Tasker, is since 10 AD, we have not been progressing.
Okay.
Clearly. Like, there are atrocities, genocides, wars, dictators, oppression, many other things that are taking place throughout history and continue to this day.
Right.
Clearly showing the Pleiadians that, hey, we didn't learn a goddamn thing when you came over here.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you're being really good because you know your parents are going on a trip, but they're thinking about getting you a babysitter. You're like, I don't need a babysitter. You know what I mean? So like your parents you're being really good and everything's going really well. And your parents are like, you know what? I'm not going to get you a babysitter, but you can't mess this up. You got to do a good job. We're going to be gone for a week. And you're like, I could do that. It's fine. They come back and you're like, you have like a sex dungeon and like there's pizza boxes all over the place and like just like dried cum tissues everywhere. That is what we did to Earth and ourselves while the Pleiadians were gone.
Mm-hmm. And also, too, I imagine we're not very apologetic about it either. We're just like, yeah, what the fuck you think would happen?
Yeah. We don't. And that's the problem. People like you don't even believe it happened in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And you're bringing it down, man. You're bringing those vibrations down. See, that's the problem, man. You are part of the problem.
Nah, man. I think we're answering to a higher power that isn't even there. The babysitter was never going to come, and the parents are never coming home. That's the saddest thing I think I've ever said on this podcast.
You're lowering my vibrations just by saying that shit.
I just made myself sad. Holy shit.
But fortunately, the Pleiadians have recently recognized these issues we're having with ourselves because apparently we can't keep our hands to ourselves.
Yep.
And they're here to help.
Oh, that's nice that they can see we can't keep our hands out of our pockets. Or pants. That's what I meant to say.
What are you, Al Bundy? A lot of our younger audience members are not going to understand that joke.
I didn't even understand. I thought it was a Ted Bundy joke, and I was like, wait, hold on.
No, it's from a show called Married with Children. Anyway.
Yeah, I remember being sick in elementary school and that shit going on. And you know what I did every time it came on? I got up.
Jerk off to Christina Applegate?
No, I turned off the fucking TV because that shit is a terrible show.
Wait, wasn't she like 14? Anyways, well, we can cut that. Anyway, so let's move on.
See, it's fine because we're all making fun of Netflix for being fucking pedos. But
yeah, that was just a joke towards Netflix. Yeah, that's what it was.
Enjoy your amnesty while it lasts.
Yeah. Now, you might be asking yourself, but Uncle Nick, if we can't see or interact with them on a physical level, how can they help us?
Yeah, right.
Well, I want you to go ahead and just pop a squat on my lap real quick because I'm going to tell you a little something.
Mm-hmm.
So pop a squat. Tell me what you want for Christmas. You know what I mean?
Oh my God. I really hope that if we ever do meet our viewers that you don't have like we set it up like a big like Santa chair and I'll dress up as the elf and you just take a seat on Nick's lap. Feels raging hard on.
And you guys, it is minuscule.
It'll feel like a little like if a push pin had a rounded end instead of a pointy one.
Based on a dull thumbtack.
$15 a pop.
Yeah. Well, you see, there are humans on this planet known as channelers.
Oh my God.
Now, channelers are humans that the Pleiadians deem worthy to spread their message. And these humans can channel Pleiadian souls in order to give messages about what we need to do as a society to raise our vibrations and get back on track to an otherworldly spiritual enlightenment.
This is because we discussed doing a Pleiadian episode months ago. And the way you convinced me to do it, and by the way, it worked because the minute you sent me this shit, I was just like, there's no way we can't do an episode after seeing this garbage. This fucking channeler shit is the most culty, dumb, fake shit I have ever seen in my life. You could do it tomorrow if you really wanted to. You could do it right now if you wanted to.
First off, don't tempt me. Second, it's true. And they're helping us with the Pleiadians. The Pleiadians are helping us through them. They are impertinent. They are important to our progression as a society.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So look, even though they're a bunch of middle-aged women in yoga pants with short haircuts, don't knock it until you watch it. And let's take a listen actually right now.
Okay.
For the listeners need to hear what's going on.
Okay.
I want to listen to a message, and we need to absorb this information for this year and for the coming year in 2021. And here is a Pleiadian channeler.
Hi everybody, welcome. And now I shall bring in the Pleiadians to see what they would like to share with you about the year 2020 to 2021. Oh, we are delighted to be with you all again once more. It is a pleasure, and many things have changed upon your planet Earth, and you already feel this. Many of you feel the changes, the upheavals, the massive earthquakes, the volcanoes, the fires, the floods, the droughts, the changes in your weather patterns. Of course, this is continuing. You know this is continuing. This is not something that is new, but it is going to become more prevalent upon places upon your Earth that it doesn't usually happen.
Someone just asked me when I'm going to write another book. I said, not until I sell like hundreds of thousands of copies of this one. So there you have it, okay? So until I see more and more people want to buy it and are interested in going to the hardest level, which is being responsible for yourself, I'm not going to write anymore. How's that? Okay, we're locked. We're going to go. Ready, Gear? All right, we are here once again for part 2 of this afternoon's very in-depth and lively institution. People are going to have a difficult time when they realize that everything that they have invested in is bogus.
All right, so how was that? So that's that is what we're dealing with. Those are our protectors on Earth.
Okay, so the part I had to note is the whole selling books of the second one.
Hey, look, just because they're helping Pleiadians doesn't mean they're getting any money from it, man. They gotta eat, they gotta pay rent.
Well, you riddled me this. How about they're not actually channelers and they're just trying to make money off that fucking bullshit? I mean, I know y'all couldn't see it, you just could listen to it. I like the second one better. Like the first one is just she has no theatrics to her. She just kind of she just jumps right into it. Whereas the second one, she does that thing where she like sticks her chin into the sky and like wobbles back and forth a little bit. And then, because she talks normally like this, and no. But then suddenly I become a Pleiadian. And it's just, dude, I just did it right now. Like,
yeah, but you didn't tell me anything you didn't tell me anything insightful.
Oh, is that so? Okay. So I can just sit here and be like, okay, let me just channel it in. Let me just get it together. I have returned to tell you, using the Close Encounters of the Podcast Time channel, which I know it doesn't sound convincing coming from the mouth of the skeptic of the show, but him being such a non-believer, we thought it would be the best channel to reach out to you. Yeah, was that convincing?
Hey, man, you had me enticed. That was pretty good, actually.
Fucking stupid, dude. It's so dumb. I could do that. I did it just now. I could take that, and probably maybe I could even take that shit on the road, and that'll be our live show. Is us just trying to start.
Yes, yeah. When we start doing live shows, Tasker's going to start giving us messages from the Pleiadians. That's awesome.
That'll make a great part of the show. And the worst part is I know you listeners out there are intelligent people. You are smart. We are here to also grow beyond letting people take advantage of us. And I'm telling you right now, like, don't fall for it. There's people out there that, are going to fake that shit, and they're going to hit all those notes and say all the things you want to hear, and they're going to take your money for it.
But they're also trying to help you because there aren't any other people the Pleiadians can go through. These women, these old decrepit women, are worthy of being channelers, and the Pleiadians have seen that and are helping us. Tasker, you can make fun of them all you want. You can call them flim flammers. You can call them lint lickers.
Yes.
But you know what, buddy? Con artists. But at the end of the day, they're here to help us, and the Pleiadians only have them to get through to us because remember, we can't interact with them.
Convenient. And that's my word of the day, and that's my word of the week. It's convenient.
Well, long story short, in order to complete their first objective of guiding us back down a more high vibrational path, the Pleiadians are using channelers to spread their message.
Yep, and sell their books.
Fuck off.
That's stupid. It's a cash grab. It's dumb.
Okay, well, now that you know about the first objective, our spiritual objective, healing the world and humanity, so that we may too be in the Federation, let's move on to the second objective of the Pleiadians, to protect mankind from threats beyond ourselves. Because we are a threat to ourselves, but there are other things out there trying to kill us.
So this is the Guardians of the Galaxy part of it, where we're going to talk about what the reason why because you said the only reason our planet is still here and why reptilians haven't reached in their dick hole pockets and pulled out their the liquefaction gun and ate our brains or whatever the fuck.
I'm glad you paid attention to the intro to Reptilians. You got the dick hole pocket thing right, remember, because they do have like a pouch down there.
How could I forget?
I know, it's soft and warm. Well, as we discussed, the Pleiadians are members of the Galactic Federation of Lights who are benevolent. Well, just like any great sci-fi movie, there is a good side, but there is also a bad side. Okay? And these are malevolent species of extraterrestrials, and they are out there. Trust me, they're out there. We've talked about it.
Mm-hmm. Curious.
So, does anybody want to take a guess as to where this is going? Tasker, I'm looking at you. Where is this going?
It's pretty fucking obvious. I mean, if anybody's listened to all of our episodes, we know where Nick's gonna fucking bring up goddamn reptilians.
The Reptilians, the fucking giant lizard bitches who think that they can stomp all over us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I knew it was coming to this. This is just gonna be Reptilians Part 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah. Reptilians, because we already did Intro to Reptilians, so this is like, it'll be like the 102 course. Like now we're getting into like a little bit more advanced, the honors class.
But do you see how it's stacking up? Do you see why we call it an intro series? Because now that you know everything about reptilians you need to know, you can look at it in context in other series, in other episodes, in other intro series. So now it's making, see, look, I may be fucking nuts, but I have a plan. I'm a man with a plan.
Well, this is true because, yeah, if we talked about, if this was the first time we brought up reptilians, you'd just be like, what the fuck are those? Why do we need to be safe from them? But since y'all already know what they are and how dangerous they are, you can understand fully why it's important to make that connection.
Somebody get me my tenure, all right? I've been a professor for too goddamn long.
You up in the running for Teacher of the Year against the guy who like literally bought lunch for all of his poor students every day?
Yeah, but I didn't buy him lunch.
You probably took their lunch money, realistically.
Hey, what's for lunch today, kid?
Hey, want to buy my book?
Buy my book. Listen to my mixtape. Well, we discussed the reptilians in our intro series. So remember, if you have your notebooks out, which remember, you need them out, I need you to flip back a little bit, all right? I need you to review the issues at hand when it comes to the reptilians. And if you've been paying attention in class, you'll realize the immediate threat we are under as a species. Luckily for us, the Pleiadians are not only tasked with guiding us down a better path, but they are tasked with protecting us from outside threats. And the most immediate threat, again, the reptilians.
Yep. They live right among us, right?
Among us. They're fucking everywhere. They are actually everywhere. I haven't seen you in 2 months. I don't know if you're a replacement. I don't know if you're a shape-shifting interdimensional being. You could be.
I don't know, because as you know, the sexually charged last episode, we were talking about the nofap. Still sticking to it. So, and I don't know, maybe my like sudden chipper attitude, or actually maybe it's the reverse, because maybe me being more chipper means the clone finally like dipped out and I'm finally was like let out of my cave.
Maybe they were controlling you. Remember, if they grab hold of your root chakra real firm, like, and then they can like basically shift into you.
Ah,
maybe he let go of your root chakra because you started stop touching your root chakra.
That's how they get you. We figured it out.
Through the aforementioned middle-aged women channelers, the Pleiadians are able to tell us how to combat the reptilians and other extraterrestrial beings out to get us.
Oh, convenient how the thing that stops reptilians is your credit card number, the 3 digits on the back, and the fucking expiration date.
Not all channelers ask for money. The ones that ask for money are probably fucking jipping you. But there are plenty of channelers on YouTube who are fully credible old ladies and willing to protect you through Pleiadians.
So what if it's a young lady? Does that make them instantly uncredible? Is there's like
Yes.
you have to be an old woman for it to work?
Look, I did a lot of YouTube research for this episode, and I've seen plenty of Pleiadian message YouTube videos. A majority of them are old ladies with silver hair, short silver hair.
Yeah, so they have a type.
They have a type, all right? They talk in funny accents. But I have also seen what I call New Age thoughts. Okay, so these New Age thoughts are these like younger, semi-attractive, yoga pant wearing.
That's like the Starseed video where
Yes.
my
like that, like those kind of girls. Those are hard for me to be. I can't take them seriously for some reason. I don't look. I'm not being like an incel here, but it's hard for me to take it seriously.
Well, okay, let me. When you sent me the video, and there's this like fit chick with like her like tank top and like yoga pants on, and like obviously makeup's done to be ready for the video and all,
Which is fine.
Nothing wrong with that. But when you get that in front of you, and this girl here who's very seriously telling us, by the way, I'm actually from fucking Andromeda. It's like, no, you're not. Like you're people.
For some reason, it's easier, and I don't know why this is. I think I came off a little strong and maybe a little sexist. Well, it's not because, okay, look, I don't know what it is, but when I look at younger women doing this, it's hard for me to take it seriously, maybe because I relate more to them. I don't know. But then when it comes to old ladies doing this, I'm like, yeah, you're probably an actual channeler.
Well, because, and I think this is to help also explain, but also to help cover your ass a little bit more, is young people do stupid shit all the time. And I think just having somebody older explaining something, I think culturally we tend to trust that more, especially with the gray hair. So who knows? Maybe these ladies are even dyeing their hair gray just to look more like believable, because especially when it's something as like, you know, like existential spirituality, all that stuff like that. That's like, you know, us sitting down with an 18-year-old and the 18-year-old's telling us like, by the way, your entire way of thinking is wrong. This is the way to do it. We're going to be like, suck it. Somebody who is maybe twice our age says the exact same thing. We're going to take the older person more seriously because they're older. They have more life experience. So we just automatically as people will assume they probably to a degree know what they're talking about. Except for, you know, sometimes there are some old folk that spout some real fucking ignorant nonsense. But it's just, but even then we'll take the time to, versus if an 18-year-old said that same ignorant nonsense, that like, you know, some people would get violent against it. It's crazy. I think that's why they kind of have that sort of, they go for more of like an older woman kind of venture, because there's the warmness that comes from that natural femininity, and two, the age that has the experience that makes it more believable.
That's a good way to put it. That's better than I put it for sure. Because I came off wrong. I didn't mean
You're like these white bitches.
fucking Starbucks. No. I didn't mean it like that. You're right. It's definitely the fact that they're younger. And I don't want to sound sexist when I say women in both categories, because literally every single video is a female. I cannot find a male channeler anywhere. So technically, we are being oppressed in this situation.
God.
And not getting representation.
I guess so. I think I did find one like male, like Pleiadian alien, some alien something. I might not have been exactly Pleiadians, but like, yeah, it was just like dumb. It just didn't work. Like, you know, when he tried to do the thing, it's just, I don't know. I feel like something about like when a grown man does it, it just becomes double unbelievable.
Yeah. Like I want you guys to picture me not joking and then trying to channel Pleiadians, and I want you to have like a cringe meter out, and I want you to figure out how far me, a grown ass man, trying to channel Pleiadians and telling you that the world needs more love and we need to heal ourselves and all this shit, right? If for some reason it works better with women, it's a good thing. Look, we're digging a deep hole right now.
Yes.
This might get cut. I don't know. The whole goddamn conversation might get cut. I'm not sure.
I think the one good idea out of this is a cringe meter. I think that would be, if we ever do live shows, that would be a fun, like little, like just a big cardboard thing. And we just kind of like, whenever
Whenever a joke doesn't land.
Yeah,
or
just put the cringe meter up a little bit.
like a bit doesn't work. Yeah. Boo.
Yeah. Yeah. We just got to make sure to tack on that no refunds.
Oh my God. That's hilarious. Oh, this might get cut. I don't know.
We'll see. We'll see.
Okay. Like I said, through the aforementioned middle-aged women channelers, the Pleiadians are able to tell us how to combat the Reptilians and the other beings out there who are trying to kill us or enslave us.
All right.
And that is through love,
Cool.
through compassion,
Right.
through raising our vibrations and awareness of the complex system that is the universe and our consciousness. Right?
Right. Sure.
Now, personally, this is kind of where I start to lose faith in the Pleiadians.
Oh, really?
A little bit. I still believe that they're there and are trying to help us.
Okay.
But I believe the execution is poor.
Yes.
Not only are reptilians cunning, intelligent, and maniacal, but they're also somewhere between 7 to 22 feet tall and fucking jacked. All right. And they have razor sharp teeth and claws, as we've talked about.
Right.
You can call me a cynic if you want, but I'm not 100% sure that love and compassion will combat that. All right. I've never been in a war. I have played a lot of video games. I play a game called Overwatch. I'm sure a lot of you do. Tasker does.
I do.
There's a character called Mercy. I play Mercy a lot. All right. She's a healer. She's very loving, warm, compassionate character. Has a little pea pistol, but you never use it. You just heal people. All right. So I want you to picture a team battle where I'm Mercy, and then my whole team dies, and then their whole team comes after me. Maybe a Doomfist, right? Somebody really daunting and really a big pain in my ass, right? Do you think my healing and my love and my warmth is gonna stop Doomfist? No, he's gonna fist me into a wall. It's the same concept with Reptilians and Pleiadians. I know that they have a very good intention. They have very good intentions with us,
Right.
in our species, but the way that they're going about it is wrong, because they're literally telling us, and I will get a little bit deeper into this in a second, but they're basically telling us that through love and warmth we can drive them off. I can't do that as Mercy.
No.
So we can't do that as humans. It doesn't make any sense. What we need is big guns and reptile repellent. That's what we need.
First of all, excellent comparison, because I think that was a very great way to illustrate your frame of thought. That is relatable. But yeah, I thought Pleiadians were the ones keeping us safe as is. Like, so in a way, does their method kind of work?
It does, but on a level for them. So like, think of it like this. That was my thinking noise.
Suckle.
Milkies, please. So I want you to think of it like this. Reptilians, we're not the only ones being targeted by them. But there are civilizations and extraterrestrial species out there that the Pleiadians can actually physically help, right? Because they can fight.
Right.
But they can fight on their plane of existence. They can fight in what they call physical, which is, remember, they're mostly made up of light. And they can fight, and they can... reptilians, believe it or not, are on a higher dimension. We've talked about this, because their vibrations are high, but that's because they're such powerful beings. It's not necessarily because they're good beings. They can fight each other. They can fight outside of Earth. So they are doing their part outside of Earth, but we've already been infiltrated. And we have been infiltrated since day one. That's the problem. So on Earth, it's our battle. And on Earth, only we can drive them off, apparently, with love and compassion. Because reptilians are repelled by such emotions and vibrations coming off of beings. So that's what the Pleiadians are saying. So on Earth, it's up to us, but in order to get to us, they have to use channelers. And then once the channelers give us the message and how to combat them, it's up to us to do it. The problem is we're not going to do it.
Right. No, absolutely.
And it doesn't work. That's not enough. We need powers like the fucking Pleiadians have to fight them. We can't do it. We're squishy flesh bags. We're like, oh, free hugs, free hugs. And what do you think that's going to work?
Now, let me tell you, is not believing love and compassion as the solution, not but a three-dimensional frame of mind.
That was an interesting question. You said it weird, like a channeler. I like that.
Fucking dumb, because none of it's real. That's why.
Love and compassion are not three-dimensional. Love and compassion are actually very high. Remember, that's what the fifth dimension is completely made up of. Love and light.
Dude, I'd fucking really hate if like I actually like started channeling some like alien shit and like I would resist it my hardest.
But then you were chosen.
I don't want to be chosen. Take it. I don't want it.
We already figured out last episode that you are a Pleiadian starseed, so you're probably going to be chosen pretty soon.
And now apparently a Pleiadian channeler. I do it in jest, but like watch it become like a thing.
Yeah, look out for his YouTube channel. He's going to be uploading videos soon.
That's not a bad idea for merch. I'll write my own shitty Pleiadian book. Good God.
But like I said, I'm not 100% confident in this approach, but I'm not a channeler, I'm not a Pleiadian, and I'm not a Pleiadian starseed, so I don't know best, right? That's just my opinion on the matter. It could work perfectly, but if it was working perfectly, why would they still be here? I don't know, man. That's just me.
Whatever you say, man.
So, according to the Pleiadians, in order to survive the slow assault that's been brought on by the Reptilians since day one, we need to repel them with love and light. We need to raise our vibrations to the point where the Reptilians just can't stand it. Kind of like when you put new batteries in your vibrator and it's just too much. You know what I mean?
Can't say I do, but I do. I did read a story online about somebody bought a vibrating condom and they actually didn't recommend it because it was too intense.
Sounds fucking awesome.
Where you just like... Anyways, okay. No, we're not going to get into too much detail on that.
Yes, please. We've already heard about your masturbation habits last week.
Yeah, we need to tone it down. It's just we're getting too NC-17 here. We need to dial it back a little bit. I remember the joke was, Close Encounters at midnight, but like, dude, it's midnight every hour here.
It is, but like I've been saying since day one, look, it says explicit right there on the episode, so like you don't know what to expect, and we're just gonna talk about vibrators and his masturbation habits because we're 13 at heart and we tell dumb jokes. So
yeah, we're allowed to.
Yeah. Kick us off Apple.
Yeah, try it.
I don't know. Yeah, do it, Tim Cook, you fucking cuck. I don't know.
All the more reason why that fucking FBI van's going to be just circling. No, actually, no, because our one listener in D.C., which, as we established before, we're pretty damn sure is the agent, like, keeping tabs on us.
It gotta be. I mean, look, there's a bunch of professionals living in D.C. I've visited D.C. It does not look like, look, I'm not generalizing an entire city. But I am. All right. It looks like an entire city full of people who would not listen to our podcast.
Right.
But apparently we have one or two people there listening to us. It's not a coincidence. It is either the NSA, which is dumb because they could just be hacking into my computer listening as we record. That's probably a better way before we edit, you retards. Or it's the FBI and we have a couple fans. I don't know.
They might like it, but also, too, I have a feeling if we were being stalked by the FBI, the fact that this entire podcast is about conspiracy and stuff, I think they have enough wherewithal to not stalk us in a big black van. I mean, I think they're a little smarter than that.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Tasker. I didn't think about that. If there was a van, a black, like blacked out, fully can't see through the windows van, fully tinted, following me around, parking like a street away from my house to not look suspicious.
Right.
That's the most suspicious shit I've ever seen.
Yeah. What worse way to get intel on a conspiracy podcast?
They can't get me. They can't get me.
I would love footage of you walking up to the big blacked out van, knocking on the window. Hey, fuckers.
Hey, open up in there.
I know you're there.
Get out of my head.
Tinfoil hat and everything.
Kind of like a gun.
Yeah.
Just full on.
Oh, jeez.
Regardless of any information given here in this episode and your opinion on it, it's great to know that there are beings out there in this expansive universe who are looking out for our best interest. And it's comforting, right? That's what the Pleiadians are here for. The Pleiadians are here to both help guide us and they're here to help protect us through love. And that is their main weapon, is love, light, compassion, and warmth.
You know what comforts me?
What?
Good beds.
Okay.
nice blankets,
I'm with you.
good food,
Yeah.
and whiskey.
Okay, then there's no disagreement.
And you know what those things all have in common?
What?
They're real. I can grab them and they exist.
You are thinking, again, three-dimensional. Just because you can't grab it doesn't mean it's not real. Like, think about your chakras.
Yeah. Which have been ungrasped.
Yes, you've been ungrasping them, but you've grasped them in the past, right? You've gobbled your own root chakra before. You know it's there. But just because you can't grab it physically doesn't mean it's not there, Tasker. That's the point of this whole thing. That's the point of these intro series we do, because these intro series, we cover beings on different dimensions that we can't comprehend as three-dimensional monkeys.
Well, let me clarify too. I mean, especially with just my skepticism in general, is I think spirituality is a good thing because, like I know we have like atheism and stuff like that, and they have plenty great fruitful lives and stuff like that. But even then, it's just, I feel like it's nice to have a sort of belief in some sort of spirituality, some sort of energy to itself, because life without it, whether it's true, whether it's not, it's just sort of like there's an emptiness that kind of comes with just denying everything and just having an existence of where nothing exists and nothing is real and there's no sense of wonder or fantasy anymore. And I think that's just a really depressing way to live. So I'm not saying that spirituality is wrong or it's something that like needs to be outed. I actually think it's a great thing when people latch on something they believe in. I just think when you're believing a bunch of fucking middle-aged women trying to peddle their shitty books because their romance novel didn't sell, I don't like to be taken advantage of, and I don't like people taking my hard-earned money that I got from unemployment.
Yes. I'm glad you pointed that out, Tasker.
I'm just saying, it's okay to believe in things. Just be careful of the ones that are making you, because that's the thing. That's how cults work. That's how you get taken advantage of. We don't want that. If your faith is making you give up a half of your paycheck, you're being skamazed. You need to your faith shouldn't want that so bad. I mean, obviously we all need money to function and shit like that. Fucking religion has tax exempt status in America. They already are like killing it.
Look, Tasker, nobody's asking you to give your check over to the Pleiadians. The Pleiadians aren't like, money, please, now that I'm doing this for you. No, they are free videos on YouTube that you can watch and learn through channelers. And yes, maybe some of them are selling books and shit. Mm-hmm. And then you do what you do. You know what I mean? What if that book was actually transcribed by a Pleiadian to the channeler, and the channeler wrote the book, and then it's some pertinent information in there that you need to know to survive, and you refuse to give them a couple bucks for a PDF download.
No, you're right. And you know what you can do? Instead of giving those Pleiadians those couple bucks, you can hit up our coffee at KO/.
No.
I'm kidding.
Don't.
I'm kidding. You don't have to donate.
Yes.
That was a joke.
Tasker's just pointing out that I see what you're saying, and like I said before, the ones making the books, I get it. I get the hesitance. Yes, that's a word.
Mm-hmm.
I get the hesitance to believe them because they are selling something. Yes, I understand that. At the same time, if you listen to the messages, makes a lot of sense. And it also, look, I care deeply about what happens to us as humans. Right? School shootings, they're not good. I laugh anyway because that's how we cope, right?
Right.
Fires happening in California, not good.
No.
But I make jokes about it because it's happening. There's nothing I can do about it, and that's how I cope.
I do enjoy the Silent Hill jokes that come I actually for funsies, because it was bad for a little while, like Red Sun and shit. So I thought it'd be fun to play the PT soundtrack while I was like driving around.
Yeah.
And then obviously where I live, there's like, people around. And I'm used to that because it's, Corona, so the house always has people in it. So as you all know, I'm a bit of a fraidy cat. So I thought it was all funny. I'm like, oh yeah, listening to PT music, ha. And then I came home and nobody was there, and I was like, ooh, fuck.
Yeah, you fucking goofed, man.
And that game takes place in like a suburban kind of setting, like similar to where I live. So yeah, that didn't feel good.
Nope. by the way, guys, joking about the whole laughing at school shooting thing, that was a joke within itself. It was a very meta joke, and it was a dumb joke. Don't laugh at that kind of stuff. The sad thing is, it happens a lot, and we're desensitized to it. But we shouldn't be, and that's what I'm getting. I'm concerned with where we're going as a society.
I feel like laughing with coping, there's nothing wrong with that as long as the due respect is paid. As long as there is a sort of an acknowledgement, at least in your heart. You don't even have to you don't have to express it, because you know what? We're not all not all of us can afford therapy to go to that internal level of psychological like understanding of ourselves. That's just completely ridiculous to expect that of anybody. But if internally you know and understand why it's bad, and if people out there choose to make jokes and laugh about it, I think there, versus the guy who's like rooting for the people who are committing these shootings and stuff like that, being like, hell yeah, use those rats.
Yeah, buddy. Hey, man, how many did you get today?
It's just like, does that mean we should be joking about this shit and like pretending it's not serious? No. And there are people out there that are very huge on making sure nobody jokes about anything ever, because we want to make sure that it's given the due respect. But the problem with that is we all have different ways of showing our due respect and continuing with our lives and stuff like that, because that's another thing too and that's really sad. And if any of you have been through personal tragedy, you are very painfully aware about when something bad happens and you live it and it's the worst, regardless of how low you might be, the world keeps moving.
Yes. See, Tasker, you're talking like a true believer in Pleiadians right now. See, that's where I'm getting with this, though. We're talking about all these societal issues, not to depress you, but to talk about the fact that we're concerned with where we're going as a society. Mm-hmm. And with that concern, my heart, this is going to sound really dumb, my heart is open to the idea of Pleiadians here to help us through love and compassion, mm-hmm. even if that means believing in people who claim to be channelers.
Right.
That is what I'm saying. I'm saying that I believe that if your compassion as a human being is high enough, you will believe. And since you don't believe, Tasker, I think you just want the whole all of humanity to fail.
I just want to sell my book, man.
Look, you can sell your book if you want. Look, I'm just saying it's true. I'm saying listen to your Pleiadians, listen to your Pleiadian channelers. They are here to tell us what's happening, how to continue. And most of that is just going to be like love one another. That's usually what they say, is just love each other. All right. And I love you guys. All right. I love you, Tasker.
Thank you.
Despite the fact that you pissed me off sometimes with this whole podcast thing. And it's fine, because I'm raising my vibrations by accepting that and being compassionate and being nurturing and accepting. Right. Mm-hmm. So one could say I'm close to the fourth dimension. I'm one step closer to the Pleiadians. And then when I find out they're real and I'm in the fifth dimension and I'm one of them and everybody was laughing at me, guess what? I'm not going to help you guys out at all. I'm not going to help at all. I'm not channeling anybody. I'm going to channel people, but I'm going to troll them. And you guys are going to have to deal with the consequences. I know there's listeners out there who believe.
Yeah.
I'll help you guys out.
Right.
Tasker, you're on your own, homie.
I'm waiting for the day we're just going to be recording and suddenly you just start just like, as if you're like television static, you just start phasing out and you just vanish off into the fifth dimension. You return like you're fucking like long white robe and shit and like covered in milky, and you're just like
milky.
Just show up, just like wiggle your dick a bit and be like, suck it, bitch, and then just disappear forever.
Dude, I can't wait, man. I'm gonna be there one day. So Pleiadians, if you're listening, please hear us out. Tasker's doesn't mean any of this shit. Don't let the reptilians get him. For the rest of you guys, that's it for part 2 of Intro to Pleiadians. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope that you learned something. We hope that you are going to utilize this information and protect yourselves, protect your loved ones, protect humanity, because nobody else is going to do it.
Mm-hmm. This is very, very true. And of course, to give express sentiment, of course, love you guys. Of course, Nick, love you. Good to have you back.
Thanks, man.
But you know who does not love any of us is Count Chocula.
Oh, that dude, Count Chocula. Oh my God. I heard something and I was kind of digging around. I'm a part of a not new, but I just recently signed up for a horror social media platform called Slasher. Okay. Cause it's like for fans of horror movies.
Was that there was like a streaming service where it was like
Shudder.
Shudder. Okay. Yeah. Was that the one where it was like the Easter Bunny's Revenge and it was like fucking terrible slasher film?
That was Screambox. Screambox has horrible movies.
No.
Shutter is much better.
Got it.
So I'm on this platform, the social media platform. I saw somebody post a picture of a Count Chocula, swear to God, a Count Chocula cereal box. First off, I had a PTSD attack.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And then I did a little more digging, and I found out that Count Chocula was, I should say, the right-hand man of Stalin during the genocide.
And it's one of those, like, you look in the photos, I mean, obviously, Chocula's got a lot of makeup on there, so, he's doing his best to hide that chin. But, like, you can, faint glimpses, they're really good at covering up, because also, too, it's very rare to find a photo with him in it, because as you know, in Russia at the time, we're very big on the censorship, and there's there was like that photo of like Stalin with like the little girl. Then the little girl got like sent to the gulag and like murdered like the next month, so they just edited her out of the picture.
Yeah,
kind of the same deal. And also another thing I should point out is we didn't really address why Nick is suddenly back in town. And if y'all remember, Nick did get that warning shot from Chocula himself. So
I got the warning shot because apparently I'm the only one in the world, except for that one person on Slasher, who has seen a box of Count Chocula. I deemed my house not safe for a few weeks. So I'm back in town in California, waiting I have some people scoping out my house for me to make sure that Count Chocula or his representatives don't come to the house. I don't want to be there for that. Yeah. It's something that does not need to happen.
It got a little too hot.
It got hot. Honestly, I felt the pressure. So I came back to California waiting for everything to clear up, and then I'm going back. But honestly, right now, guys, I'm not feeling too safe, and I'm not feeling too good. So please be careful out there. Halloween is getting closer, which is fantastic because it's our favorite holiday. But that also means that Count Chocula is becoming more prevalent.
Yep.
Do not fall for it.
Well, it's the kind of the thing where, everyone's in costume, the dark juju is all over the place, so it's easier to kind of get away with that kind of stuff. And can you blame him? He's a goddamn chocolate vampire. I mean, chances are that's like he thrives best. I don't know if there's some sort of like logic to that, but makes sense to me. There
are two things in this world I hate the most. That's refined sugar and vampires. And you mix the two together, I'm staying the fuck away.
And it's arguable which one of those you hate more.
Exactly. Yes, but thank you guys for listening to that. Also, you said bad juju. It's funny because I had a Jewish friend in high school. I used to call him that. Anyways, continue with the plugs. I just had to point that
out. Somehow I'm not surprised. So, if you like what you hear, iTunes 5-star rate and review would be fantastic. That would really help us to kind of bump up a little bit, maybe get us on that up and coming front page thing.
Yeah, we've been getting some. Thank you guys.
Yeah, it's super cool. We love it. And that is a fantastic way to express your appreciation for the show. Spotify, you can shoot us a follow. As you know, new episodes just come up on every Wednesday, but if you want to get a little notification, that's a great way to do that. Instagram is @CEOTPK. Our YouTube channel now, Close Encounters of the Podcast Kind. I think we actually show up on that search engine now too, right?
Yep, we're good. We're showing up. We are caught up episode-wise, so if YouTube is a more convenient platform for you to listen to, please feel free to check that out.
Absolutely. It'll be all up there. Twitter @CEOTPK1, Facebook, Close Encounters of the Podcast Kind. You'll definitely know it because you'll see our logo. You can send us an email at ceotpk1@gmail.com, or you can talk to us in our Discord, discord.gg/6 capital C, capital T, 5, capital M, capital X. We are trying to edit our pinned post on Facebook. Turns out there's a bug on the website that won't let us add new links or anything like that. So we are waiting for Facebook to get back to us so you don't have to just listen to this part. Like now it's on YouTube. You can actually go in and when I do the Discord thing, you can put it on like half speed so you can finally get it.
Yes. Sorry about. We know it's a pain in the ass to type in the Discord and to check out the new links. As soon as we figure out this bug on Facebook, we will put the new links in, update all that shit,
because we literally cannot edit it at all right now.
Yeah, it's not letting us edit.
There's no button.
Post. Yeah.
But
yeah, that's it, guys.
Also ko/fi.com/CEOTPK if you want to donate.
Oh, yes.
Don't feel obligated to, like we said before. It's just more than enough that you guys are here listening. And if you want to show support without giving us money, which I don't blame you, I don't really do that either. Just a like or a follow or a review or a 5-star if you really feel the need. But like I said, we're just happy to have you here. Happy to go through this. interesting journey.
Yeah, and actually we got another donation, so we wanted to thank Anonymous for that. I'm pretty sure I know who it is, but I'm not saying the name.
Yeah, no, we got to respect the privacy of our listeners.
Got to do it.
Yeah, it's we're putting it right back into the podcast, and I know there's like some little upgrades we have to our like RSS feed and stuff like that, so that'll help to kind of keep our quality better and consistent, hopefully. But
Yep.
But yeah, other than that, I think that about covers it.
All right, guys. Well, you know what? Again, whether you think that you're a Pleiadian channeler or if you're somebody who just listens to them and does the right thing, just remember the truth is out there.
I'm just saying, hold on. Now you can hear it straight from the source. It's not.
I have health insurance now.
Oh, hey, not bad. Okay, that's good to know. We can call 911 if you do.
If I croak mid podcast.
Yeah.